Susan says, good morning, Austin and Robert. I really enjoy listening to your podcast. I'm just going to jump into my question. I need to recast my mortgage, and I'm trying to figure out how much I should put in. For every $100,000 I put into this recasting of my mortgage, I will save $700 per month on my payment. So $100,000 means $700, $200,000 means $1,400, so on and so forth. My current rate is 7%. What do you all suggest that I do? Robert, you want to take this one?
Yeah, this one's a tricky one because I get the $700 a month in savings, but I also look at it that if that money were in the markets working and making money, it's a big difference between saving $700 and having compound interest work for you, because even at 10% on $100,000, you'd be making $850 a month. And so with that math plus the compound interest over time, I just think it's better to have that money working in the markets rather than lowering the monthly payment. But you can go both ways on this because you have to take into consideration with the recast, you're going to have the lower payment. You might have the reduction in the interest rate because obviously that's the goal, one of the goals. So there's just a lot of math variables, and it really just comes down to the person's type of investment strategy, how they feel about these payments, and do they feel better and sleep better at night knowing they're paying $700 less a month on the mortgage? So there's a lot of variables here, but that's what I would do. I would rather see the money invested, keep the mortgage the same, and then see what happens in a few years and then reconsider.
So one of my favorite things about this podcast is we get to dig into the variables. So let's dig into these variables. $700 a month at every $100,000 saved, right, is $8,400 a year. $8,400 a year of cash-on-cash returns, right, savings every single year against your $100,000 investment is 8.4%, right? $8,400 is 8.4% of $100,000. So by recasting this mortgage and putting in an extra $100,000, you are getting a cash-on-cash return of 8.4%, which I think is pretty good. Now, Robert's correct. Compound interest is our friends, but I think what's really important to consider here when you're making this decision is what you're going to be doing with that $700 a month. If this $700 a month extra for you frees up the ability to invest more aggressively, maybe you're able to max out your Roth IRA now, or maybe you're able to reinvest in your business or do things of that nature, I think it's a great idea. But if you're just doing it to try and lower your payment and you're not going to be reinvesting the $700 savings every single month, then maybe it's better to just take that $100,000, park it in VOO, and close your eyes and see what happens.
Yeah, I love that breakdown. What a great question. And I think because there's so many variables, it's good to really be able to do these live and kind of let our brains do their thing and work from experience and the understanding of the numbers to try and figure out what is the best option, because, personal investing is personal and everyone has a different way to build the mousetrap. And so I love breaking down these kind of questions for people.